Welcome to the Journey Podcast, where we talk freight, sales, tech, the market, and everything in between. My name is Will Jenkins, CEO and founder of Journey. Let's get it. 2 years in the game. Honestly, can't believe it. Kind of crazy.
2 in.
Yeah, pretty sick. We got Erin, Sweeney, head of marketing and PR here at Jenkins.
Hi, everybody. We're back.
The host. She's the host today.
I'm Will today. Again, it's my favorite day of the year. Play Will Jenkins.
Let's go.
CEO and founder of Journey.
Let's go. What do you got for me?
I think we should, I know we talked about this a little last year, but I was thinking, where were we 2 years ago? Maybe a little before 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, where the dream started, the ideation started. And when I very vividly remember you being like, we're just going to launch this. And I was like, what? What are we launching?
Yeah. Okay, so kind of catch everybody up to speed.
Yep.
I left Molo May of 23, and I knew that I wanted to start something like Journey, but I wasn't certain what the business was going to be exactly. Had a short non-compete, and so couldn't get back into brokerage, and I knew that recruiting was the right first step. Consulting and training came on later once my non-compete fell off, but the idea was, let's just see if we can place some talent. And so, funny enough, spent the summer of 23 in Europe, traveling. You did the same after you exited your previous organization.
Sure did.
And I remember we were in Milan, actually, which is funny. You were going to a friend's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing some sourcing for a role in the hotel room, just like soft launching this over the summer. I had 3 clients. And I was like, man, if I could do this in Europe, in Milan with no experience, and like people are listening and there's candidates being sourced, and I don't know, people are looking for new roles. Like, I think once I get home, this probably works. So that's where it really started, and kind of out of necessity, right? Like, I knew I couldn't get back into brokerage specifically for a bit. And anytime I've had to learn something new and challenge myself, it typically has worked out well.
Yeah. And I think it was also an important time for both of us. We're both people that like the go and rev up the engine and you roll up your sleeves, teamwork. But also we had a moment of like pause a little bit, and it almost forced. I remember like sitting at breakfast one day being like, I don't have an email to even check right now. And it's been a decade, or I'm used to getting pinged on WhatsApp and Teams and emails, and like all those alarms go away. And you get a moment to actually think or dream or paint the picture of like what can be. And that's super entrepreneurial. But so what did those ideas, like, try to think, okay, we're going to do this. It's recruiting. How is that vision? Like, what did we start with and how is it changing today?
Yeah. So I think a lot of things are different, but still the same. Way more focused because we know who we serve. And in the beginning, a lot of times you're figuring out what's the best go-to-market plan? Where are your warm relationships? Where do you think you get the best ROI? How can you just like prove this concept quickly? And your brand changes a lot, which we'll talk about. Name the same, branding very different. And so when I think about probably like summer 23, fall of 23 to now, fall, winter of 25, way more established in terms of who our ideal customer is for each service. We have a target customer for our training suite, way more typically enterprise, like larger brokerage. We think about the people that license the training that we have, and a lot of larger companies, like 7 of the top 100. That's a very specific brand, very specific style of business. On the recruiting side, typically is a mid-market style brokerage, $50 million to like $300 million, do quite well with those organizations. You know, on the consulting side, it skews smaller, a lot of times sub $100 million. Companies that are figuring out how to stand their business up, they need structure and stuff like that. And then we do some engagements with really big companies, was like very specific, the need. I had no idea how that would be sliced early on. And we were just a recruiting org. So like none of those other things existed.
Yeah. And I think we talk about this too. Everything that Journey offers is here to help people. And we put that on our website early on, like, we're here to help. Of course we are. But then we've talked about it over and over again, whether it's consulting or the training or recruiting, it truly is to help everybody in the industry. And it's a topic also we talk about that the industry has been hurting, you know? And so if we can come in as a team to offer some stronger sales reps, or is it like marketing we've done even to help with their sales collateral, or anything from go-to-market strategy too. Let's talk a little bit more about why Journey's here to help and how.
So I think there's something unique about understanding the dynamics of the business itself. So having spent 12 years in brokerage, I've got a very unique lens over how these businesses have grown or what they need to do to grow. Super appreciative of the opportunities I've had up to this point to build businesses. And so now we take an unbiased third party, the Journey team, whether we're going to go find talent, we're coming in to help with training, we're coming in to help with consulting. And you can give companies a strong boost and a lift and not have to be a full-time part of their team. And I don't know that a lot of organizations see that with like partners they work with, because it's a lot of times very transactional. And I think the element of our business that makes us different is that it's extremely relationship based. I'm not going to like say anything crazy like proprietary about what we do. People like us and we do great work together. Like it's very much so relationship based, right?
Yeah.
But they trust the work that you're going to do. And then they see the results that they get. And we're talking about in recruiting and consulting and training. Well, when they trust the work that you do, they typically come back and transact with you more. So now it's a long-term partnership, but like back to your point about helping, I would say we're the most laid back, not over the top, really pushy, like sales organization, because I never know truly like what the client needs until you start to assess.
Yeah.
Somebody might come to us for recruiting. You sit down and chat, meet them at a conference. Then you realize, man, we can't recruit for this org yet because there's not enough structure for us to go to market and find the right people, have those people be comfortable working here because it's just not set up right. So let's do a short consulting engagement. Stand this thing up, understand your go-to-market, who's your ICP, what type of people do you need to be successful, and then go find the people.
Yeah.
And now it's a long-term customer that's set up better than me and the team just coming in and like trying to make money. Like, let's do this the right way because it's people, right? If I send Erin a message and you're making a lot of money, doing really well where you are, I tell you to come to this org, they're great, and they're not, shocker, right? Like it's like not set up the right way.
Right.
We look bad.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is let's do this the right way so we can work together long term.
Yeah, two things there you said. One, with organic, I think diagnosis almost, like you get to know a client. And there was one time, and I'm 2 years in with Journey, but also 2 years in with this industry. I come from advertising. This is totally different to me. So I'm learning about it, right? But there was one, I don't know if it was last year or a year and a half ago when it started with Grain, but Will invited me to be a fly on the wall in the meeting room. And it was just to go learn and like talk about what the needs were. And it ended up leading to they may need some marketing help as well, which is, again, organic and just saying, well, we offer.
We got to tell a story. It's way better than that. So we have a face-to-face with Grain. Shout out Kyle and the whole Grain team. Love y'all. And Kyle and I used to work together at Coyote. And this was to talk about recruiting.
Right.
It's like, come to the office, sit down and chat. And I literally text Erin, maybe morning of or the day before, like, hey, any chance you want to come along just to see what the recruiting stuff is like?
Right.
We go. She's like, oh, I don't know much, but I've definitely seen their trucks before. Like, we can like sit down and like do this thing.
Right.
We get in the office, we get a quick tour, we sit down. Now you've got the whole team in there. Paul, Kyle, handful of others. We start talking, and I don't even know how it happened. No clue how this happened, but we get on marketing.
Not recruiting at all.
We didn't talk about recruiting at all. And I'm sitting there like, what would I be talking about right now if Erin wasn't here? Because I could say some stuff, but it would not have been at the level necessary to have been able to move forward that opportunity and do all the work that we ended up doing with them. But it was very much so organic. No intention, no idea what it was going to be, but being able to assess the scenario, build trust, and then say, hey, like, this is what it sounds like we can be most helpful with.
Yeah, and truly like want to help. And it was one of the coolest projects I've ever worked on, start to finish. We all worked hard together. Shout out Keenan behind the camera, who delivered as well. And it was a true collaboration with Grain and Journey. But now, the content you're seeing on their platforms and hopefully their sales conversions too. But it's just, those are those moments of, I think even after that meeting, we looked at each other like, wow, like really this is the why. This is the, we taking a step back to like, where did we start? How did we get here? Those conversations in Europe to, oh my gosh, like we're truly helping these people. And because we want to, and we're having fun with it too. I think that's my favorite part is we're having a lot of fun at Journey.
Also working with a second generation family business and getting to know like Paul and Alan and Like, what is
Yeah.
this business and the core of it, which was unexpected again. Like, I was going in there thinking we were going to do recruiting work for them. And we did a ton of branding and marketing stuff.
Yeah.
But we got to know the people behind the business. And I'm like, man, these are like the warm and fuzzies that are just, you can't put a monetary amount on that stuff.
Shout out to 100 years of grain. That was so cool to be able to work on a brand.
See you in 98 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then another favorite was, we branded a full truck.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah,
that was super
for
cool.
that. So we're excited for more marketing opportunities to come up here soon too. But what else are you excited about? What do you got up your sleeve there, Will?
So
you always got something.
It's always something, yeah. So I think we've hit our stride because this is the first full year that we've had all three of our services working at the same time. So May of 24, my non-compete fell off and we were, broadly doing consulting and training stuff. But 25 has been the first year where we could do all three of them at the same time. And I think it's differentiated our business in the market, which allows us to add more business aggressively. We do on the consulting and recruiting side, we have 145 clients under contract, which to me is mind-boggling.
Right.
And we don't do a ton of outbound. I love outbound sales. I love cold calling. I love cold email and stuff like that. This is all face-to-face, organic stuff. People that I've known.
Nothing paid yet.
Yeah, no paid ads, nothing like that. But to your question around, like, what do I have up my sleeve? Like, or what do we have up our sleeve? We need to continue to flush out what we're able to offer in the market. And with those three services, I think it allows us to help a lot more businesses. I also think in 2026, we'll be able to hone in more on potentially doing some paid or some outbound stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's still a lot of businesses that we should transact with that we don't.
Yeah.
And now that we know our messaging, we know who we serve across each different service, I think it allows us to be able to get in front of them more effectively. But also, I think it's important to consider a lot of partnerships, right? So there's a lot of ways that either we partner with different freight tech vendors or different organizations that are in the room with the same people that we are in the room with. We do a lot of like referral business all the time. I'm texting people, CEOs and owners at different businesses and putting two people together.
Sure.
We need to formalize a lot of stuff because I think it's an explosive way to grow. And we probably were like too young to do that the last 2 years. It's time now that we're a little bit more focused.
Yeah. And that Will and I went to the Cannes Lions this year, which was very cool to have your CEO come with you as a marketer. There's not a lot of CEOs or CFOs that back the CMO and the marketers or believe in the brand equity and the conversion and the effectiveness that comes with creativity and really growing the bottom line. At Cannes, what we really learned was the power of collaboration. So whether it's directly on your team, another agency, another partner, not to use a buzzword, but lean in, like start partnering. Your eyes just really open in spaces like that where they're full of creatives, or more and more executives are coming to places like the Cannes Lions because they're seeing it help and generate more for their business. But partnerships, collabs, whether it's on social or behind the scenes to truly benefit the client, are just important instead of gatekeeping opportunity. Because you think you're doing it like for others to benefit yourself, but you're truly hurting yourself when 100%. You're not keeping your eyes wide open and creating partnerships and teamwork outside of your own org, I believe.
I think there's a lot of brand equity that's built when you refer someone to an industry expert that helps your customer. And they may even be a competitor, right? I've referred people to industry competitors, recruiters, or other organizations that could do that thing better than us because I know it's going to help our business, help their business, but our customer is going to think highly of us if we introduce them to good people that can do their job well. And I'm like, we don't do that. Like we do this, we do recruiting, consulting, training, mostly over the road, full truckload, brokerage, and freight tech. If it's a forwarder or if it's like, a freight adjacent, like not close enough, I'm like, we're not the org for that.
Yeah.
Gladly walk them into a really good company. It all comes full circle.
Yeah, keeping it real. Because I think we've taken on opportunities where we're like, let's try it. And then you either learn that's great or we're never doing that again. But that's the entrepreneurial way and that's growth. And you still learn something from those opportunities.
Every time.
But you just don't go.
We're not doing that.
You don't go back.
Correct.
I have to give Will his flowers, everybody. I mean, I'm a hard worker at all the things, but Will's been a good friend of mine for a long time, and I'm so grateful to be on a team with him because the standard is just unmatched. Like the expectations are high, but it's because he knows what each of us are capable of. And when we honestly are likely under delivering, and it's because he knows what we're capable of, but you can expect truly the best out of the best from Journey because we expect that out of ourselves and our internal teams. But Will, he brings out the best in all of us. And it's been such a treasure working by his side. And it's truly just the beginning, which is crazy to think it's been 2 years. But I've grown as a marketer. I've learned so much about this industry, even though I was raised in it, but didn't know much about it at all. And I can sense you're maybe more excited than ever about Journey. You know, the beginning, it's like super fun. And then there's times where it gets hard and stressful. And it kind of always is. It should be. We should never get too comfortable. But your energy lately has just been like, let's go. And we're ready for the 2026 year. And I'm just proud of you.
I appreciate that. I mean, I echo the same sentiment about your work ethic and also the quality of work that you're able to produce. I mean, it means a lot to have really strong people that you can give work to and then know that it's going to come back better and at the level that you would feel comfortable putting your name on. But our team in general, I love our team so much. And to your point about being excited, I want to get back to that in a moment, but I want to hype up the team a bit because there are amazing people that we get a chance to work with every day that bring their best. And I think about it as if you wouldn't be willing to put your name on this externally and tell a customer you're the person that did it, we shouldn't do the work. It's very simple, right?
Right.
If you're willing to say that, then the work is on par. It's where it should be. And that only creates more and more opportunity. You might spend a little bit more time doing it, but the customer will pay that back in spades because they'll talk about you. And funny enough, 2 of our 3 best recruiting clients are referrals, vendor referrals or friends of friends that have referred customers to us. One of our largest opportunities today in the funnel for consulting is a result of a current client who I didn't even know was talking about the work that we did. And then I get on a call with the point of contact and they're like, oh, just so you know, like we're talking about this because of that customer. I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
it's like crazy.
I love that.
But the quality of work really matters, right?
Yeah.
So like,
no cutting corners.
Can't do it. Like sleepless nights, really, really challenging things. But back to the team. So, gosh, November of 25 now. I'll talk about Maya. Maya, our head of business ops, has been here for the entire journey. Pun intended. And incredible level of work ethic. Also like new to the industry, but like willing to like roll her sleeves up and do whatever it takes to figure stuff out. What we do on a day-to-day basis would be really challenging to execute without Maya because she builds most of the processes behind the execution, is behind the scenes with all of our client-facing stuff. I'm very client-facing, Turner's very client-facing, Dan is, and Maya is building all the stuff to make sure that what we tell them we're going to do actually happens, which is incredible. But it's also incredible for someone that's like 2 years in the industry to just do the stuff and say, I'll figure it out along the way. It's like very unique. You don't find a lot of people like that. So incredibly appreciative to have someone caliber on the team.
And she speaks the language now. She's just insightful because she's in many of these important meetings with you. And actually a lot of things that I'm not, or I don't do. And so like, I know I can go to Maya and be like, this like trusted right hand to you. And obviously head of ops for us, but she just knows everything. And we're grateful for that.
It's incredible. And then Dan, so Dan's about 3 months in.
Oh my gosh.
I love Dan. It's my boy.
He's crushing it.
Yeah, it's incredible. But I think about the amount of trust that I have in someone of that caliber. I've known him since 2014.
Yeah. What was it like when you first met Dan?
Okay.
Let's talk about Dan's journey.
100%. So we worked together during our time at Coyote at first. I was on the carrier sales side and he was actually a customer ops rep on the Aldi account. We moved a lot of freight for Aldi at Coyote. And I remember sitting with Dan during my training. This was January of 2014, fresh as a daisy in freight. And Dan was a year and a half into his role. He interned at Coyote, I want to say summer of 2012, and then started full-time spring-ish of 2013. So he'd been there for a bit. And he's telling me how, load tenders work and how they schedule appointments, all this stuff. Sitting there at his desk, like learning all these things about the TMS. And then I start building on my carrier base. And now I'm booking Dan's freight. I'm booking a lot of Aldi loads. And we would send messages back and forth. They'd be like, hey, can you adjust this appointment? Because I had a really good carrier. Shout out Purdy Bros. Those are my guys. Love them. They're the best. So I'd be booking freight inbound to Tennessee, inbound to Virginia, inbound to the Carolinas, Georgia. And I've always got these trucks because of Purdy Bros. And I'm asking Dan, hey, can we move this? Can you move this around? Yeah, we'll facilitate. And I just gained a lot of respect for the way he managed relationships, right? Fast forward, we build Molo. We're 2 years in. So now we're in the fall of 2019. Dan joins as a sales rep. We ended up being able to work together. I'm able to coach him. He had never done sales before, so he'd had, at that point, close to 9 years in ops.
Mm-hmm.
So never had to hunt for business, had to learn. It's very different, right? It's a little bit more reactive in ops, and now in sales, you got to go be proactive and build that book. And I've never met someone willing as Dan, to just do the work, even when he was dog shit at it. Like, he will laugh when he reads this or like listens to this.
But
like,
he's so like eloquent when he talks about it. Like when he just, I'm not going to say it, like when he F's up, he'll like come to our team meetings and so like, I don't know, whimsically tell us how he learned from this experience. But, and I was like, I just love it every single time because he is there grinding, learning, pretty much ready to fail so that he can elevate every 100%. Single day. We're all grateful for it because he's a stud. He's bringing really big, fresh energy to the team right now.
Yeah. So he was not great at sales when he first started. And we would cold call every day and write emails and I'd give feedback. We'd go back and forth. And between January of 2020 through the point that he exited Molo, he built a $100,000 gross profit book of business. Never did sales before, was one of my top sales reps, like very appreciative to see him like put in the work and go and do that. And now he had enough faith in us to come and join this and say, hey, I don't mind rolling my sleeves up and doing recruiting. Like I'll be customer facing, I'll help with consulting, all these different things. But he's someone that we can trust to go and do that at the clip that we're expecting.
Yeah.
And he's already done incredibly well in a new space, never having recruited, and has already gotten a bunch of placements. It's really cool to watch.
Yeah.
But we're appreciative to have absolute legends like that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Got your boy Justin.
My boy. Yeah, so I've known Justin Turner longer. He is legitimately one of the driving forces that helped me be sitting in this seat right now talking about what Journey is. Because when I was a carrier sales rep at Coyote, this was 2 years in, a year and a half in. So summer, fall of 2015, he came up to my desk, like taps me on the shoulder. I'm like, I got a headset on. I'm like slinging freight. I'm like, bro, what's up? Just in here talking. And he's like, hey, I got to tell you something. I'm like, what's up? It's like, there's a customer sales manager role and you need to interview for it. I'm like, get out of my face. I'm making a lot of money. I enjoy what I'm doing. Carrier sales are going quite well. And this is one of those scenarios where someone is like, no. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, you have to do this. And I was like, oh, this is a different conversation. I was like, okay, let me get off this call. Like, okay. And so at this point, like he was one of the top customer sellers. Now he's a director, overseeing groups, building training. Like he's very involved in the organization and I'm not that involved. So I don't really like understand the implications quite yet. But I was like, I trust you. So if you're saying I got to go interview for this job, like I'll do it.
Yeah.
I get the opportunity. Works out well. Glad to have had someone that like advocated for me. End up getting that job. That changed the trajectory of my career. Sure. I managed a group at Coyote, ended up being a director of sales, director of business development at Transport America, then co-found Molo. None of that stuff happens if Turner doesn't come to my desk and like tap me on the shoulder and say, you need to get in customer service.
This is not optional.
Crazy. But you never know how those things are going to play out.
Yeah.
And now to be able to build this business together, he joined formally as a partner in February, which is the coolest thing in the world, to be able to build a business with someone that you like love and you want to be able to like build with for a long time.
Yeah.
Coolest thing in the world.
Yeah. And you've paid it forward since, like you take that stuff to heart. Like, that made a huge difference in your life.
Huge deal.
But look at the difference Journey's making just for our team and not just their team, but all the companies that we're helping.
100%.
It's a big deal.
Shout out number one, Mom. By the way, Mom's a full-time employee.
Mom.
At Journey, it's the best.
Of course. Yeah,
so it's really cool. She sends me a Slack every morning and says, good morning, I love you. And I'm like, this is the best. Every day, it's like 5:30, 6:15 a.m. I'm like, yes.
Good morning.
It's the best, the cutest thing in the world.
Oh, Kim, we love her.
Supporter.
Shout out Kim. She's the best. We need actually more Kim in our lives.
We do. Yes, everyone does. It's
Next time, she's sitting right here.
100%. So fortunate to be able to build with a lot of really, really incredible people. Nuts to think that it's already been 2 years, but yeah, crazy.
Crazy, exciting, just so proud. Anything else you want to end with as we wrap up?
Yeah, so I actually think it's important to talk a little bit about like why we're different.
Sure.
Like what we think allows us to do what we do in the space. And I alluded to it earlier. It's not proprietary tech, although our training tech is pretty hot. It's not like some crazy strategy. We are strategic. we do go to market a very specific way. It's regimented, right? We don't just like shoot from the hip.
Yeah.
But it's our understanding of how this business works, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember being a younger version of myself, looking up at people, entrepreneurs or successful execs. I was like, man, like, how did they get there? Or why does it seem like all these things come so easily? And I had not paid my dues yet. Like I didn't do the stuff. I was looking at someone's chapter 30, chapter 35. I was on like chapter 1.
Right.
I'm like, man,
I feel that.
how do I get there, right? This is one of the first times in my career over the last 2 years building this business that I feel that we're uniquely positioned in the right place to be on this chapter 30 or chapter 35 where people want to work with you because they understand implicitly that you know how their business works.
Yeah.
And so that changes so much of how customers are onboarded, changes so much about what opportunities exist. I think about, we said this earlier, no paid, no ads. We're not paying for spots on anything.
Right.
We have 145 customers under contract. And I checked this morning, 727 people have taken our online training.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is bananas, right?
And just the beginning. I can't wait for it. More and more people are going to do it. It's so cool. One of my favorite things on the marketing side and content editing is like when I get to see people's reactions while they're taking, whether it's the AI role playing tool or even the testimonials from the boot camp, and just the true effectiveness and conversion of like, this worked. Or there was Julius.
Yeah, Julius Thomas.
Yeah. One of the
Julius.
coolest testimonials I think we've ever received after a sales boot camp. And it was like immediate conversion with his clients because of one of the questions you taught.
Yeah.
But you just see it's the emotional conversion too of like relief of I just needed this extra level of coaching and training to level up my game and to support my own career, but also the company that I'm working for. And so it's fun on the marketing end too, to have the satisfaction of seeing what we do, seeing the help we are offering truly work for our clients.
It does work. It's a lot of fun. And that's the core understanding of how this business works is the reason why we have customers. None of this would matter if we didn't know how freight was moved. Mm-hmm. You could plug me in today. I'm going to be able to understand how this game is played. And I think that gives us a strategic advantage when we're having conversations because we are in the business, right? Now, we're here to help a specific part of someone's business, but we've done it. We've operated. We've had successful exits. There have been really cool things that we've seen, and you can't replace that, right? There's no way to do it but to like pay your dues and do your time. And I'm appreciative of that because it creates a lot of opportunities for us.
100%. More to come.
Also got to hype up Erin. So appreciative to have someone of your caliber to be able to build this with and someone that I've known, gosh, since I was 20. So 15 years now, which is insane. Absolutely bonkers. But I really, really appreciate you taking this crazy ride and leading a lot of the marketing strategy and helping me think differently about how to build this business. Yeah,
I think that's one of the things that we were just talking about too, is that we think differently or operate so differently. And there's times where it flows and then there's like the adjustments, but it's been a really cool experience, and also I've seen you completely like hop in on being a marketer and what it means for your business, your brand, the founder-led strategy. Like you are truly living that. You started doing it like pre-Molo exit and it's truly working to this day. So it's cool to see somebody that wasn't originally going to be a marketer become more and more of a marketer every day. Yeah. But again, it just goes back to support the brand and to support the people that are working with us.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think looking forward over the next couple of years, we're going to see, we mentioned this a little bit earlier, a lot of partnerships. I think there'll be some really cool companies that we can work closely with to diversify and broaden what their offering is.
Yep.
Because of our expertise and understanding how the business is done, we're thinking about different freight tech or freight adjacent organizations to be partnered with. I also think that we're finding our stride with the style of company we interact with best across whichever service. Mm-hmm. And that gives you so much more brand equity in different rooms. Here's an example. I had a chance to go to the Broker Carrier Summit this past week and speak specifically about selling to shippers. Post panel, I had conversations with a top 10 brokerage, a top 20 brokerage, and then a handful of SMB sub $100 million shops that wanted consulting. And those other organizations want our enterprise training suite, right? I knew exactly where we were positioned with both. 2 years ago, I would have probably tried to position too much. to both of them and like
Right.
not have the opportunity to work out as it should have. And so I think about being able to go to market very specifically and then also reinvest a ton more into what we're doing. So I've self-funded this business, nobody else's capital, no outside investors, no loans.
Mhm.
The business has been very profitable since day one. I haven't had to put cash in since, gosh, June of 24, which is crazy to me. Like the
Right.
business works, right? But we continue to reinvest, right? Reinvest in making sure that we're positioned properly for our customers. And that to me is what I think 26 and 27 are, is like very strategic positioning with the right types of people and also adding more people to our team.
Yeah, and seeing us at more conferences. I saw Christian the other day at the office, and there weren't enough seats in that room from
Yeah.
what I heard. So
No, there's not enough seats in the office. We need more.
Yeah, that too.
go.
Yeah. Well, here's to year 3
Let's
journey.
get it.
Let's
Yeah.
get it started.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, everyone.